Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Jahaneman. We are presenting the special episode of Jahaneman on Aspirations 2021. And let's welcome Professor Khaja Muhammad Shahid Sahab, who is a renowned educationist, to know his aspirations for the coming year. But before that, let me welcome Professor Khaja Muhammad Shahid Sahab to the show. And let me just ask that how was 2020 for him? As we all know that everybody has something to narrate. Nobody has positive thoughts about 2020. Everybody has challenges, problems, stresses during this period of time, even frustration they all have faced during this period of time. When we talk about education, we can very easily say that the education sector was totally disturbed because of COVID 19. Professor Khaja Sahab, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you. It's a pleasure to talk to you this evening on
Thank
a very
you very much.
important topic relating to education during 2020 or even 2021.
Khaja
Important
Sahab,
for
as we all know that the people are not talking very positive about 2020. You as educationist, you have organized so many conferences, seminars, you have participated in many educational activities during this period of time. So how was 2020 for you?
see 2020 was a big challenge for all of us. 2020 has never happened in the history of of mankind, I can say, or in our living history, in our living memory. It's never happened. Life has stopped. Life has stopped for a couple of months or 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Life has totally stopped. No major activity took place. No major activity took place. Education was also adversely, very adversely affected. Nobody could have imagined. So for all of us, it was a totally new experience. Educationists, administrators, planners, policy planners, you name it, all of them were totally taken aback. And it took some time for all of us to reorient ourselves and to decide how to go about. And therefore, 2020 for me, apart from this setback, was a big challenge. As they all say, that it's always necessity is the mother of invention.
True.
Whenever there's a need, the necessity, then a new invention takes place.
That's right.
And therefore, in the field of education also, this virtual education has also really grown manyfold, tremendously grown. We could never imagine in maybe in 2019 that this virtual education, online education, web-based education, we had a model of distance and open learning, which we call ODS, open and distance learning model, where we used to teach students on the basis of distance models. So where there we used to take help of internet, sometime post office services, sometimes sending material by other courier method, and sometime of course on internet. But internet component or online component, to the best of my understanding, was not more than 20%. Major 80% was still hard copies, printed books and booklets, and regular examination. But this 2020 has thrown a big challenge to all of us: how to do teaching, how to prepare material, how to enhance learning, online learning outcomes, and on top of everything, how to evaluate examination.
Yes.
Till date, I can say with some dissatisfaction that we have not evolved a good system of evaluation and examination of our student on online. Still, the discussions are going on. UGC has set up committees, other boards have set up committees. So they have conducted examination both in classroom, both online. But the new system is not 100% satisfactory. So this challenge which we have faced in 2020 was a big challenge. But I'm glad to say, and I have some degree of satisfaction that the world over and in India particular, the educationists have done quite a good job. I will not say 100% perfect job, quite a good job. And they quickly changed to the new mode. And they all started online teaching. This was a learning by practice, learning by error, learning by mistake. So we did mistakes, we learn. We did mistake, we learn. We did error, we learn. So it's on the job learning. Our education system, by and large, I will not say 100%, but by and large was able to deliver some good to its students. But there was a big problem in terms of infrastructure. There was no sufficient online infrastructure or platforms available. More and more portals had to be created. More and more webs were created. Syllabus or courses were developed. Experts put down their hats and develop courses. So this took some time. It took 3-4 months to develop all these things. Infrastructure, we are still lacking.
Yes.
We do not have even electricity in remote areas. We do not have internet in remote areas. We do not have gadgets, maybe computer, maybe smartphones, maybe tablets. We do not have all these support hardware. So we could not reach to everybody, and everybody could not get as much education or learning from this from the efforts made by education system. So there is still a big gap. There's still a big gap. So my point is that of course it was a big challenge. We made attempts, but there's a lot of things to be done, and there's a lot of hurdles, and there's a lot of gaps which have to be yet to be filled up. And one of the biggest thing to my mind is bringing setting up infrastructure, and second is very important component to give a proper outcome. If we can't properly assess our candidate students, then the whole exercise will be futile. Therefore, to my mind, the challenge is still on. Challenge is still on. We are
Yes.
not over. I think 2021 has to carry. We have to carry forward this challenge to 2021.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I fully agree that 2020 was full of challenges, especially when we talk about the infrastructure, when we talk about the assessment system, and at least something is better than nothing. So on trial error method, we have done something to just carry on the educational activities. Now, Dr. Saab, 2020 was unknown to us. We never expected that it's going to happen like this. Initially, people have taken it like very jokingly. They were thinking that maybe it's going to be for 2 months, 3 months, or maximum 6 months. But now we know that it's going to stay with us for some more time. So what is our preparation for 2021, and what is your aspiration in the coming year?
I will put it in a continuation. It will not be in some sort of a watertight compartment that 2020 is over and now 2021 started, something new, suddenly new will happen. It will be a continuation of 2020 to 2021. As I was just telling you that 2020, we did a lot of experimentation, we did a lot of learning, and we did a lot of infrastructure, and we did a lot of learning outcome we tried to get out of the system, and we were not fully satisfied. The point I am saying that students and parents are also required to be brought into this scene. They also have this new system of learning. Now, parents perhaps for the first time became part of this educational learning process in a big way, particularly in a younger classrooms of younger children, like nursery, class 1, class 2, 3, 4, 5. Parents were part of the learning process.
That's right.
And the students who have to sit before a monitor for hours together, I don't know how their attention has to be maintained. It's a big challenge for teachers. All these things will continue to the next year also, to my mind. And next year, I am not sure whether the COVID thing will be over by February or March or April. This academic year is practically classroom methods washed out. No schools were open till date. I have heard something that Haryana is opening some schools. Some schools up to 10th, 11th, 12th are being open. Colleges are being open in a gradual manner, but primary school, nursery school, secondary school are not open or have not been open throughout the year. And I do not see they will be open in academic session also, in a real sense. And if they open, even if they open, it will not be the same way. They have to maintain a lot of social distancing. They have to physical distancing, and then as they were saying, uh, call half a student in 15 days, other half a student another 15 days. All these modules were being worked out. So I think 2021 will be a continuation of 2020, and whatever we have gained in terms of our experimentation learning, it has to be expanded. It has to be extended in a larger sense. But 2021, my request, my appeal will be that teachers should be given a much more extensive training on on a teaching methodology, pedagogy, on this virtual method, on an online method. Teachers were trained on a classroom method most of the time. At best, you are using overhead projectors or some PowerPoint presentation. That was maximum we were doing it. Or now it is nothing PPT or nothing like overhead projectors. All online. Everything is online. Even picnics, parties, even and going to parks is all online. So all this innovation has to come from teachers. So my humble submission is that the effort should be from all sides, from the government side, from the education system, from NGOs like you, should be trained teachers. And the best method of training will be to have more and more discussion, provide them platforms, more and more provide them platform to share their experiences, to bring out their own out of box solutions, to bring out their own experiences. And therefore we can evolve some community, learn from some experience in this school, share that experience to other school, some good practices from here, some good practices from there, and evolve like that. So 2021, we have to consolidate whatever we have done. We have to expand that, we have to consolidate it, and go further. My uh, I can say what I look forward is even if the schools are open, the component of online training will continue to be more and more now. It will not vanish. It will not just wiped off. That okay, schools are open, so we are now no more on this online teaching or digital learning process. As we have seen in countries other than India or abroad, the online teaching has been going on earlier also, and students used to come to class only for discussions. So a lot of materials were provided to students online. A lot of material, learning material, used to provide them through emails, and they were supposed to do a lot of learning at home, and classroom used to be more and more a discussion. So I think this model will continue. Always this model will expand. The teachers have to provide learning material, learning procedures online, and classroom should be on the facilitation, discussions, removing doubts, and teachers will be only a facilitator there, instead of giving a blackboard lecture type of thing. So this type of procedure, I think, will be expanding more and more. Classroom learning will be reduced, and it's going to be future learning method, I suppose.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful thoughts. And yes, this is 100% correct that now digitally we have to empower our teachers. And this the people say that these advancement was supposed to come to our schools, but maybe after 5 years. So this COVID has brought us 5 years ahead, and we are
Fast.
more into digital platform now. So this is a good sign, and our teachers have to be well equipped with this method of digital teaching learning and online teaching learning.
Right, right,
Now I
quite
would
right.
request you, sir, that can you please give some advices, some suggestions to the viewers and to all the stakeholders, whether the parents, the teachers, and the principals and the management, everyone, that how they have to welcome this 2021 enthusiastically with full zeal.
It's a very wide area you have given to me, teachers, management, students, and principals and everybody, and even NGOs. But teaching as a whole has, as I just said, has to reorient itself. And for that, we all have to train ourselves. Before training ourselves, we have to accept this big change. The management of change is a big challenge. Now we have to accept, we have to orient ourselves mentally, physically, as I said, infrastructure wise and training wise, but mentally, emotionally, we have to reorient ourselves that teaching, learning is going to be more and more digital, online, and virtual learning. So this management of change, this change should be accepted by most of us. First of all, that is, I think, is reality, what we call reality check. We must do this reality check that we cannot wish it away. So we all have to agree ourselves. Now, when we all agree on this, then the second question comes to my mind to all of us, that then how to face this challenge. And for that, I think we have to train ourselves, massive training at all levels, across the board, management, teachers, non-teaching staff, including students, NGOs, parents also, families also, and of course the examination system. But I'll go something more beyond that. This is of course essential, but something which I desire, I wish that more and more exposure of our fraternity should be to technology, and the new frontiers of technology should be shared with teaching community, or the educational community, even policy planners, even those who are sitting in Udyog Bhavan or Shastri Bhavan or places like that, they should also be exposed to new technology. Again, and lastly, there's one more important point which I keep emphasizing, that with this digital learning, we mostly get for move away from the learning through books. So we must keep our students and ourselves in touch with books also. How to do that? Is a very traditional method. It's a very traditional method. But we must encourage our students to read more and more books. So to read more and more books. Now there will be constraint of time. There will be constraint of availability of books. There will be constraint of availability of libraries, etc. Stuff. This we have to provide. I'll give you one small example that then in our time, when we used to read, we were supposed to read when we were preparing, say, for say civil service examination in 1970. We were supposed to read many books before we even think of writing IAS exam or civil service exam. We were supposed to read War and Peace. We were supposed to read Discovery of India. We were supposed to read My Experiment of Truth. Many books like that and novels like that we were supposed to read. Now I see presently students are not reading, do not have that much of reading habit. We have to inculcate that reading habit. But what happened in between, I was going to tell you that authors or even publishers have brought out average editions of these good books. If they say War and Peace for running in 500, 600 pages, they brought out average versions of it, say running in 200 pages. So mostly then next generation started reading the average version of these books. So what I suggest, that even if they can't read fat, bulky, good books, the average version should be brought out and they should be made available to them and they should be made to read them, discuss them. This increase their comprehension, this increase their capability to analyze, this increase their analytical capability, qualitative, quantitative, every capacity is increased. So while training, while knowing technology, while evolving new pedagogy, I will emphasize that all of us, and particularly our students, should be inculcated to read and read more and more books. That's my suggestion.
Thank you very much, sir. And you are speaking about reading those bulky books, and I'm afraid if they know the names of those books or not, because that reading habit is totally vanished. You are 100% right, and I agree with you, because I myself was a good reader. When I was in grade 8th, 9th, 10th, I used to read the novels,
That's right.
start at night and then finish in the during Fajr time. So that was the habit, but now it habit is vanishing. But still, there are many platforms that is bringing this habit back. So thank you
I
very
wish
much.
there are platforms where readings and discussions, reading books and discussions takes place. Even the speaking or talking is being developed. So one can join these things now online also.
Yes.
So I wish all of you all the best for 2021, for the new year and for the Christmas. Wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, sir. And I wish you Happy New Year. And we hope for the best in the new coming year for everyone. Thank you very much, sir.